And here we begin with the kickoff to our 2014 Veterans Parade. Coming up, leading the parade is the Young Marines, the Color Guard from DeSoto Young Marines nonprofit youth organization. This organization is open to children from 8 to 18. Their focus is on teamwork, leadership, and discipline. Let's hear it for the Young Marines. Directly behind the Honor Guard is the Marine Corps League DeSoto Detachment 588 Honor Guard, a veterans organization made up of Marines and Navy Corpsmen. Commandant Mike Monteleone invites all veterans to the bunker at 5225 26th Street West in Bradenton. Also joining us, School Board member Dave Miner, a very proud Marine. The Marine Corps League van. Looking mighty fine, gentlemen. The Merchant Marine banner, carried by the JROTC cadets from Southeast High School. They honor the American Merchant Mariners. Joining us now, looking resplendent in her red, the Mayor of Palmetto, the Honorable Shirley Groover Bryant. Don't look now, Mayor, but I think you're being followed by Curious George. And you can hear the sirens of the North River Fire E11, the newest truck on call with the North River Fire District. And thank you to our Manatee County EMS ambulance for joining us today. They're always there when you need them. The Girl Scouts of Gulf Coast Council. You can do anything if you are a Girl Scout. They're always counting down to their next adventure. Make new friends, but keep the old. Girl Scouts build girls of courage, confidence, and character that make this world a better place. We have daisies, we have brownies, we have juniors, cadets, and seniors, I believe, too. And let's give a big round of applause for all the parents that make these things happen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, ladies of the Girl Scouts. The Palmetto High School JROTC, the Tiger Battalion. Ladies and gentlemen, don't they look sharp? Let's hear it for these young people. They are really showing that Tiger pride. Following the Palmetto JROTC, the Manatee County Sheriff's Department Honor Guard, the largest law enforcement agency in Manatee County. The officers in the Honor Guard, led by Lieutenant John Morrell, are also full-time law enforcement officers. Thank you, gentlemen. It's our Congressman Vern Buchanan. He is a 4-term member of Congress and served in the Air National Guard. Congressman, thank you for joining us today. The Florida Army National Guard Sea Battery 3 265th Air Defense Artillery. This Avenger unit is a lightweight, mobile, and transportable surface-to-air Stinger missile and predictable fire weapon system on a Humvee. Our Veteran of the Year, Brigadier General Retired Jerry Neff, served in the National Guard for almost 40 years. He is a retired local banker with his wife, Judy, his family with a daughter, son-in-law, and the 3 grandkids that I think are the apple of his eye. Palmetto VFW Post 2488. Stop in after the parade. Post 2488 will be serving hot dogs and hamburgers from noon until 2 for a modest donation. Wildfire will do a 2-hour show from 1 to 3 p.m. Palmasola VFW Post 10141, newly located at 5105 Manatee Avenue West, is now a non-smoking post. Commander Ernie Adams invites the community to come in and check out the new luncheon menu. The VFW District 10 Riders, they are led by their president, Bob Reynolds. Those are some mighty snazzy looking bikes, ladies and gentlemen. Braden River, PFW Post 12055. Coming into view. And VFW Post 9226. Joining us today to salute our veterans, past and present. And soon we're going to be hearing the sounds of the Community Christian School High School Marching Band under the direction of Ronald Porch. This marching band is a service and performance organization representing Community Christian School, a mission of Community Baptist Church. The school began in 1967 and it has been educating students in Manatee County for 46 years. Let's give a listen. Ladies and gentlemen, the Community Christian School Marching Band. Coming into view now, the Southeast High School JROTC, showing their Seminole pride, representing Southeast High School. Southwest Florida Honor Flight is one of the 115 regional hubs created to transport World War II veterans to Washington, D.C. to be honored at their memorial. 740 World War II veterans have been taken at no cost to the veteran to Washington by Southwest Florida Honor Flight, led by Donald Vicoli. Thank you so much. Joining us now, the Lakewood Ranch High School JROTC. They are the Mustangs of Lakewood Ranch.
But they won't let me go.
Can't see who. Manatee County Veterans Auxiliary Member of the Year. Francis Duat, thank you for joining us. Kirby Stewart, American Legion Post 24 Honor Guard bus. This vehicle carries the Post 24 Honor Guard to Sarasota National Cemetery on a regular basis to provide honors for those veterans who have earned them. Joining us now, the American Legion Riders, also from Kirby Stewart Post 24, Palmetto Post 309, Christopher Cobb Memorial Post 312, and the Elleton Post 325 are riding to honor all veterans who have served our country in the time of war. What a snazzy looking group. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being in the parade. The West Manatee Fire Department firefighter Chris O'Kelly, a Navy veteran, is driving the West Manatee Fire and Rescue District's new fire truck. He's accompanied by Aiden O'Kelly and Luke Stoker of Boy Scout Troop 191. West Manatee Fire Rescue employs 2 other veterans who served in the Army and Air Force, and we are proud of their service to our community and to our country. Our next group is from the Disabled American Veterans, Post 18. Unit 18 Commander, Disabled American Veterans, we thank you for your service and your continued service in our community with our disabled veterans. The New World Celts, Minnesota chapter, led by Rampant Lion Pipes, and drums. The New World Celts were founded in 2000 to promote awareness of the outstanding contributions of the Celtic people. Their next kilt night will be November 15th at Pub 32 in Sarasota, Florida. The Sarasota Highland Games will be conducted January 31st at the Sarasota Fairgrounds. The Red Hot Chili Peppers will be in concert that evening. Give a listen to these pipes.
we're right there. We're back there. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. The KWVA Chapter 119. Career Force Suncoast, whose mission it is to recruit, train, and retain talent in the Suncoast, they salute veterans, and we thank you for it. Goodwill Minnesota, our initiative is on providing services to accommodate returning veterans. Bayshore High School, JROTC, they are the Bruins of Bayshore High School. Steppin' sharp today. The Air Force Association Sarasota Manatee Chapter joins us in saluting all veterans. Braden River High School, the Pirate Battalion, JROTC, being loud and proud. Korean War Veterans Chapter 119 will be dedicating a new Korean War monument at Veterans Park at 11 a.m. on November the 22nd. Tropicana joins us in saluting our veterans. Patriot Guard Rider Terry Longpree, Lone Patriot Rider, and our Grand Marshal, Jody Britt. He is the security supervisor at Tropicana. He is also an Air Force veteran. Thank you, Jody, for your service. The Tropicana van pulling the juice caboose. This proud mobile Tropicana icon can be seen at nearly all of the community events Tropicana and its employees support throughout the year. For almost 30 years, it has traveled over 100,000 miles, serving an estimated 2.5 million servings of Tropicana orange juice. And let me just say this, my father-in-law worked there for 30 years. The Tropicana Valor Veterans Group, I think they're going to be pretty popular tossing those red, white, and blue beads these days. Representing the Bradenton Police Department on this Veterans Day. Officer Chris Hutchko. Now joining us, the Manatee High School Marching Band and JROTC. The Fightin' Canes from Manatee High. Looking sharp, ladies and gentlemen, looking real sharp. And Firkins joins us in supporting and saluting our veterans. It's the AMVET Post 103 state and district leaders. We want to thank everyone for joining us today as we salute our veterans past and present.
Ladies and gentlemen, Congressman Buchanan, Representative Boyd, County Commissioners, City Commissioners, Mayor Gruber Bryant, and other honored guests. I'm Don Courtney, Chairman of the Manatee County Veterans Council. I'd like to welcome or thank Mr. Del Couch and his singers for the wonderful entertainment we had prior to the parade. Please rise for the presentation of the colors. Present the colors. Our invocation will be presented by our chaplain, Carol Sagoff.
The flag goes by. Hats off. Along the street, a burst of bugle and a rifle of drums, and a flash of color fills the sky. Hats off. The flag is passing by. Blue and crimson and white it gleams. Hats off. The colors before us fly. But more than the flag is passing by. Sea fights and land fights, grim and great, fought to make and to save the states. Weary marchers, sinking ships, cheers of victory on dying lips. Signs of a nation great and strong. Pride and glory and honor live all in the colors as they pass by. Hats off. The flag is passing by.
Our national anthem will be sung by Tina Williams. I had a chair for you over here.
I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Here's the chair right over here. Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Retire the colors.
Right face. Forward, heart. Left, 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 left.
Our color guard today was Detachment 199, the Korean War veterans. Thank you. Please be seated. Another honored guest we have with us today is Michael W. Hartford, Captain, United States Navy, Director, Veterans Division from Woodbridge, Virginia. Thank you for being here, Captain. Palmetto Mayor Shirley Gruber Bryant will read the Veterans Day proclamation. Mayor Gruber Bryant is a native of Palmetto, Florida, and is a graduate of Palmetto High School, Manatee Community College, and Florida Southern College. Mayor Gruber Bryant worked for 15 years in the Manatee County Property Appraiser's Office as the Senior Staff Accountant and Community Employee Affairs Coordinator. She has served as the Chief Financial Officer for Manatee School for the Arts, a public charter school in Palmetto. Mayor Gruber Bryant served as the Ward 2 representative on the Council of Palmetto City Council from 1993 to 2004. Was elected to a 4-year term as mayor of the city of Palmetto on November 4th, 2008, taking office on November 17th, 2008. Mayor Gruber Bryant is very active in the community, devoted to the city she loves. She currently serves on the board of directors of 4-H Foundation, Director Emeritus of the Manatee River Fair Association Incorporated, which operates the Manatee County Fair. Mayor Gruber Bryant is a member of the Palmetto Historical Commission, the Farm City Week Committee, and the Manatee County Agriculture Museum. Mayor Gruber Bryant also represents the city of Palmetto on the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council. She has 2 grown sons, Patrick, a local attorney, and Christopher, environmental consultant. Please welcome Mayor Gruber Bryant.
And first off, I'd like to welcome everybody to the city of Palmetto. And in case I missed somebody on the parade route, to all our veterans, thank you for your service. At this time, I'd like to read a proclamation from the city of Palmetto. Whereas through the course of American history, courageous men and women have taken up arms to secure, defend, and maintain the principles upon which our nation was founded. Whereas today there are millions of veterans who served our nation in times of peace and war, and by their service they have kept America strong and have protected our way of life from tyranny's grip for over 2 centuries. And whereas at this moment men and women of the Air Force, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard are serving around the world and represent resolute dedication to protecting our freedoms. And whereas on Veterans Day 2014, we pause to reflect upon the sacrifices of all those who have served in the uniform of the United States military, and to honor our veterans who throughout history have proven heroism and love of country time and time again. And whereas the Congress of the United States of America has provided that November 11th of each year shall be set aside as a legal public holiday to honor our veterans. Now, therefore, I, Shirley Gruber Bryant, Mayor of the City of Palmetto, Florida, do hereby proclaim November 11th, 2014 as Veterans Day in the City of Palmetto, Florida, and I urge all citizens to recognize the valor and sacrifice of our veterans and to remember that freedom is not free. I encourage veterans to share their experiences with young Americans by speaking at schools and teaching a new generation the importance of the liberties they fought to defend. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Our special guest speaker today is Congressman Vernon Buchanan. Congressman Buchanan grew up with 5 siblings in a blue-collar household in a small town near Detroit. He served 6 years in the Air National Guard and worked his way through college. The self-made businessman is a respected leader in Florida's business community. He chaired both the Florida Chamber of Commerce and the Sarasota Chamber of Commerce. He was also a member of the board of the U.S. Chamber. In 2005, he was inducted into Tampa Bay Business Hall of Fame. In addition, Congressman Buchanan is dedicated philanthropist. He has committed himself to diverse community causes, including the Boys and Girls Club, the Community Foundation of Sarasota County, the Walk to Cure Juvenile Diabetes, the American Heart Walk, the Moat Marine Laboratory, and the Ringley Museum of Art. Representative Buchanan is the only Florida member of Congress to serve on the powerful House Ways and Means Committee, which has jurisdiction over tax policy, international trade, health care, and Social Security. In his fourth term, Congressman Buchanan is an outspoken advocate of reforming the U.S. tax code to make it simpler and fairer. He serves on the Trade and Health Subcommittees and the Ways and Means. Congressman Buchanan is also a member of the Health Subcommittee, which has jurisdiction over Medicare and employer-provided health insurance benefits with 190,000 Medicare beneficiaries in Florida's 16th district. A husband and father, Congressman Buchanan lives in Longboat Key, Florida, with his wife for more than 30 years. Mr. and Mrs. Buchanan have two grown sons, James and Matt, I believe a brand new grandbaby also. Congressman Buchanan.
Thanks, Don, for that kind introduction. It's truly an honor to be here today and pay tribute to the brave men and women who have proudly served in our armed forces. President Calvin Coolidge once said, "The nation which forgets its defenders will be itself forgotten." I couldn't agree more today. This nation owes an enormous debt of gratitude to its veterans who have put everything on the line to protect our freedoms and our way of life. From every walk of life, these heroes have left their families and their friends and sacrificed comfort, time, and money in service to the country. Many have paid the ultimate sacrifice by giving their life. I know in our case, I lost an uncle in World War II. My wife here today of 38 years, she lost an uncle in World War II, the ultimate sacrifice. I'm extremely proud to represent a district that has one of the largest, highest populations of veterans in the country. Every day I'm fighting to ensure that our nation's veterans receive the quality health care and benefits that they have earned. With my support, I was pleased to see the VA. I think that deserves a round of applause. With my support, I was pleased to see the VA health care reform bill signed into law earlier this year to help ensure every veteran receives timely access to quality health care. Among other things, this bill will include this bill also includes funds to help hire more doctors and more nurses at VA facilities around the country, and makes it easier to dismiss underperforming senior executives within the VA. And while this bill is a positive first step towards fixing a broken VA system as it relates to health care, much more needs to be done. We need to work together to help combat veterans' homelessness that has too many of our vets still living on the street. And also, we need to do everything in our power to help our veterans assimilate back into society when they return home. Simply put, these brave men and women deserve all the care and respect a grateful nation can offer. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless the veterans.
Representative Jim Boyd was born in Bradenton to a political family that included his grandfather Hugh Boyd, a former state representative, and his uncle Wilbur H. Boyd, a former state representative and staff senator. He attended Manatee Community College, where he graduated in 1976 with an associate's degree, and then Florida State University, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in 1978. He served on the Palmetto City Council from 1989 to 1993. During which time he also served as vice mayor and mayor. After retiring from local politics, he worked as an insurance agent and realtor. In 2010, incumbent Republican State Representative Bill Galvano could not seek another term due to term limits. And Representative Boyd ran to succeed him in the 68th District, which included parts of Manatee County. He won the nomination of the Republican Party uncontested in the general election and received 62% of the vote. Ladies and gentlemen, Representative Jim Boyd.
Thank you very much, Mr. Courtney. That was very kind, and thank you for allowing me to be here this morning. We're here today to honor our service members, to remember the sacrifices they have made, the courage they have exhibited, the dedication they have put forth, and the accomplishments they have reached. I know I speak for everyone here and our distinguished guests when I say thank you. Thinking of the heroes who are here today and those who are only here in spirit, one can only help but feel awed by the enormity of what they've encountered. We stand in the midst of patriots and the family and friends of those who have nobly served. The service members we honor today came from all walks of life, but they shared several fundamental qualities. They possess courage, pride, determination, selflessness, dedication to duty, and integrity, all the qualities needed to serve a cause larger than oneself. Many of them didn't ask to leave their homes or to fight on distant battlefields. Many didn't even volunteer. They didn't go to war because they loved fighting. They were called to be part of something bigger than themselves. They were ordinary people who responded to extreme times in extraordinary ways. They rose to the nation's call because they wanted to protect a nation which has given them and given us so much. Your attendance here today, as well as a gathering of others across this great nation, is a tribute to those lost troops and their families. It's a way to say we remember. From the soldiers who shivered and starved through the winter at Valley Forge, to the doughboys crouched in the muddy trenches of France, to the platoon who patrolled the hazy jungles of Vietnam, and the young men and women patrolling the mountains of Afghanistan, we remember and honor them all. Thank you today for joining us. May God bless you, may God bless our veterans, and may God bless our great country. Thank you.
Our keynote speaker today is Brigadier General Richard Blunt, United States Army retired. Born in New York, New York, he graduated from Norwich University in June 1972 with a BA. He is a graduation of the Transportation Corps, Officer Basic Corps, the Infantry Officer Advanced Course, the Defense Equal Opportunity Management Institute, the Command and General Staff College, the Army War College, and the Capstone General and Flag Officer Course. During a career spanning over 33 years of active and reserve service, Brigadier General Blunt served in numerous command and staff assignments. He commanded at company, battalion, and brigade level, serving both in Europe and Asia. Among his assignments were Deputy Chief of Staff, Operations Alaska Army National Guard, Command Task Force Falcon, Rear Operation Joint Guardian Kosovo, Commander U.S. Forces Macedonia, Director Operations U.S. Forces Korea, Deputy Combined Rear Area Coordinator, Combined Forces Command Korea. Following his retirement from the U.S. Army, Brigadier General Blunt was employed as the Director of Ministerial Reform for L3MPRI from 2005-2008 in support of the Combined Security Transition Command Afghanistan, where he directed efforts focused on the reform of the Islamic Republican of Afghanistan Ministries of Defense and Interior. In 2008, Brigadier General Blunt assumed responsibility for all of L3MPRI's operation in the Republic of Korea. His particular area of expertise was the structure and relationship of U.S. and Korea Command and Control Headquarters. Following the upcoming OPCOM transition, Brigadier General Blunt returned to the United States in September 2012 to pursue active retirement. His years of commissioned service were over 32. The military schools attended: Transportation Officer Basic Course, Motor Officers Course, Infantry Officer Advanced Course, Communications Center Operations Course, Automated Systems Security Course, Tempest Officer Course, United States Army Command and General Staff College, Pre-Command Course, Equal Opportunity for Managers Course, United States Army War College, National Defense University, Capstone, General Officers Force Management Course. Decorations include the Defense Superior Service Medal, Legion of Merit, Meritorious Service Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, Joint Service Commendation Medal, Army Commendation Medal, Oak Leaf Clusters, Army Achievement Medal, Army Reserve Component Achievement Medal with 6 Oak Leaf Clusters, National Defense Service Medal with 2 Bronze Stars, Kosovo Campaign Medal with Bronze Campaign Star, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Korean Defense Service Medal, Armed Forces Reserve Medal with Silver Hourglass and M device, Army Service Ribbon, Overseas Service Ribbon, Army Reserve Overseas Deployment Training Ribbon, the NATO Medal for Kosovo Operations. Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Blunt.
Okay, what you all just heard was what is called historical fiction.
I don't think I was that good. Don, thanks for that glowing introduction. After that, I don't know, maybe I'm going to run. Okay. I'm going to run for office. Congressman Buchanan, Representative Mayor, thanks for being here. But most of all, thank you all for being here, because you truly represent what is great about small town America. Thank you very much. Now, before I get into my remarks, I want to say something. Today is Remembrance Day. And Remembrance Day is celebrated in Canada, Britain, and the Commonwealth of Nations. It was established at the same time as our Armistice Day. But as we have a significant population down here from Canada, from the other side of the pond, so to speak, and having gone to war with the Canadians, I feel it's appropriate to recognize them, the hundreds of thousands of Commonwealth soldiers who have fought and died, and just to say thank you for their friendship, support, and their trust. You know, as Don said, I'm not from around here. I'm a northerner. You know, actually way north. We came from Alaska. Yeah, it's hot down here. Yeah, what brought us here is, you know, as great as the climate is, and I'll tell you, the people are really great. I'm a first generation American. My father, who came to America to escape oppression in Germany at late 1930s, is still alive. He landed, he fought across Europe, coming ashore at Normandy, and then fought across Europe. He's still alive, lives in Sarasota. And so I like to think we're here to honor not only my father, but to honor all veterans. So why are we here and not at the brand new University Town Center? Good question. It is because today, November 11th, is a day we celebrate veterans. Not just what veterans have given to the defense of this nation and to other nations, but to what veterans have given to America's continued growth. And since this country's birth, so many veterans have made invaluable contributions to every aspect of America and American life. This is the one day a year we set aside to honor the men and women who fought to keep not only our country, but many other countries strong and free. It is also a day for veterans to publicize their role in shaping this country. But what is equally as important, it is a day for non-veterans to learn about the sacrifices made on their behalf by those who have served. Without going into a long and drawn-out history lesson, I want to touch on what makes this Veterans Day unique. It is the 100th anniversary of World War I, the end of which provided the basis for why we are here today. 70 years ago, World War II was in its 5th year. Our troops had landed at Normandy, we were winning the war in the Pacific, and World War II was coming to its inevitable end. 61 years ago, the Korean War ended. 50 years ago, our forces were fighting in Vietnam and Southeast Asia. 25 years ago, the Berlin Wall came down. 23 years ago, we were engaged in Operations Desert Storm and Desert Shield and Desert Storm. And for the last 13 years, we have been engaged and winning the global war on terrorism. But there's more to that. It's what someone calls small wars. But you know something? there are no small wars. So during the past 100 years, Americans have also served in operations in Russia following World War I, operations in Central America during the 20s and 30s, operations in Lebanon, the Cuban Missile Crisis. Everybody who served during the Cold War. We did peacekeeping operations in the Sinai, Somalia, and Eastern Europe, and operations in Panama and Grenada. So we don't forget, it's also our operations in peace, disaster relief, and now engagement of our military in the war on Ebola. And I'm sure I've left something off this short list, but not intentionally. What I've attempted is to show that an ever-shrinking group of Americans is continuing to serve our nation through their dedicated service. So what does this mean to the citizens of Manatee County? Quite a bit. I can think of very few areas of the country where you can find a greater number of people who have given of themselves for this country. It is hard to go anywhere in the county where you don't see veterans of World War II or Korea living and working next door to veterans of the Cold War, Vietnam, Iraq, or the War on Terror. But they do more than just live here. One only needs to look at the sheer number of veterans organizations and what they return to the community. It is their support of other veterans, the Red Cross, job programs, scholarships to our community's youth, and more programs and projects than I can mention that show that our veterans continue their service. But it's not a one-way street. We live in a community that recognizes the service of its veterans. It's more than the discounts offered by our merchants. It is job service programs offered to our veterans, veterans outreach programs, programs such as Operation Stand Down, which help our less fortunate veterans, and the tireless service of our county's veteran service officers. But what is most impressive about this community support? It's you. It's the people here today. It is through your attendance here today, a time you could be doing any number of other things, that you are here to honor our nation's veterans. Now I'm looking around, I don't see anybody with a hook, but I know I've been up here long enough. So a few closing thoughts. On behalf of an ever-shrinking number of veterans, and yes, the numbers are declining. Time and age are catching up with many of us, and fewer individuals now have the privilege of wearing the uniform. Thank you for your support and caring. And for my fellow veterans, thank you for your service. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Our Grand Marshal for today's parade is Mr. Jody Britt, Tropicana Security Manager. He was in the Air Force 1995 to 1999 active and 1999 to 2003 reserve. Jody joined the Air Force during high school, left for basic training in June 1995, just 3 days after graduation. He was stationed at Scott Air Force Base in Illinois, served as Air Crew Lift Support Troop with the 11th Airlift Squadron 375th Aeromedical Evacuation Wing. Jody was twice decorated for his NATO support roles during Operation Allied Force and Operation Deny Flight. He also received the Air Force Achievement Service Award for his work providing air crew readiness and mission essential assets while increasing air crew survivability rates during airfield and chemical attacks. Jody is a 7th generation Manatee County native. He's worked for Tropicana as a security food defense supervisor manager since 2003. He maintains the security standards, guidelines to reflect the most current practice for security, food defense and safety, and manages 31 security officers. He also also involves employee safety, code compliance, and shrinking or theft, employee observation, automation, physical security, etc. While recognizing economic constraints, Jody has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice administration, is currently attending school full-time to achieve his master's degree in Homeland Security. Jody is a certified food defense coordinator through AIB and FDA, and certified in disaster preparedness through the American Board for Certification in Homeland Security. Jody is married to his wife, Malene, and they have 3 children, Ashley, Whitney, and Avery. Ladies and gentlemen, Jody Britt.
Hello. Well, I'll keep it brief. I can't say much that hasn't already been said. Thank you. I'm truly honored and thankful to be here today. I'm also deeply humbled by accepting this recognition on this very important day. Humbled to be here, accepted by the community that raised me. Humbled to stand here today amongst my fellow veterans and to be in the presence of some of America's true heroes. Briefly, I want to recognize my lifelong friend, Charles Wicks. Charles accompanied me in the parade today. Chuck and I both graduated from Palmetto High School, 1995, just down the road from here. Soon after, we both left the town and stepped on a plane on our way to boot camp to serve our country. I served in the Air Force. Chuck went on to serve in the Army and the 82nd Airborne. He made sure I added that in there. But proud and honored as Chuck and I may be, our service does not compare to those who came before us and since, who paid the ultimate price for freedom. We're here today to honor those veterans, past and present. Whether they served in peacetime or war, America's veterans all share a common bond, and that's their unwavering belief in the cause of freedom, a belief so strong they're willing to give their lives, if need be, in its defense. We gather today to honor all those who have worn this nation's uniform. More importantly, we join together to thank them for their service and their devotion to duty. We owe so much to our veterans, and it is a debt that we can never truly repay. Honor them today, support those serving overseas and here at home. Pray for their safe return, welcome them home with appreciation and gratitude. To all veterans, we say thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice, for your sense of duty, and for your service. Our nation salutes you. Thank you.
Our Veteran of the Year is Brigadier General Jerry Neff. Brigadier General Neff retired. He enlisted in the Illinois Army National Guard, private, May 1960. His initial assignment was that of a light weapons infantryman. He transferred to the Florida Army National Guard in September 1962. Graduated from the Florida National Guard Officers Candidate School in June 1964. Commissioned a second lieutenant in the Field Artillery Branch. He graduated from Excelsior College with a Bachelor of Science degree in Liberal Arts. His military education included the Field Artillery Officer Basic and Advanced Course, the Army Command and General Staff College, the U.S. Army War College. At the time of his retirement in June 1999, General Neff was the Deputy Commanding General, 32nd Army Air and Missile Defense Command, Orlando, Florida. His previous assignments included Commander 164th Air Defense Artillery Brigade, Post Commander Camp Blanding, Florida, Commander 227th Field Artillery Brigade, Executive Officer 53rd Infantry Brigade, Commander 1st Battalion 116th Field Artillery, Commander 2nd Battalion 116th Field Artillery. He also held numerous staff positions, including S3 Executive Officer, while assigned to the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd Battalions of the 116th Field Artillery. Early in his officer's career, he commanded Battery C, 1st Battalion, 116th Field Artillery in Palmetto. General Neff's decorations and awards include the Legion of Merit, Meritorious Service Medal, Army Commendation Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, Army Achievement Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, Humanitarian Service Medal with Star, Florida Cross with Oak Leaf Cluster, Florida Distinguished Service Medal, Florida Commendation Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster. General Neff also has been awarded the Field Artillery Order of St. Barbara and the Air Defense Artillery Ancient Order of the St. Barbara. He is a member of the Florida National Guard Officers Candidate School Hall of Fame. General Neff is married to the former Judy Evans, and they reside in Bradenton, Florida. They have one daughter, Teresa Neff Jackson, who resides in Fayetteville, Georgia, with her husband, Steve, and their 3 children. General Neff was a banker for 47 years. At the time of his retirement in 2009, he was the president of M&I Bank, Florida region. He then served for 2 years as chairman of M&I Bank Advisory Board, Florida region. He was named the Florida Bankers Association Banker of the Year in 2004, awarded the Excelsior College Alumni Achievement Award in 2008. He received the Outstanding Alumnus Award from the U.S. Army War College in 2009. In 2013, he received the Southwest Florida Council Boy Scouts of America Good Scout Distinguished Citizen Award. Past chairman of the Manatee Chamber of Commerce, serves as the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Excelsior College. He is also a past president of the MOAA Bradenton chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Jerry Neff.
You gonna hang out around my neck?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, President Courtney, and thanks to the Manatee County Veterans Council. I humbly accept this recognition on behalf of all of the men and women that I served with during my 39 years in the Army National Guard. My fellow veterans and family members, I'm a very fortunate individual. I was born into a loving family of patriots. I want to tell you about some of my ancestors and family members, but in the interest of time, I'm only going to go back 150 years. My great-grandfather, Ezekiel Gilbert, served as a private in Company G, 54th Illinois Volunteer Infantry. He enlisted at age 17 in 1861. He served under U.S. Grant during the siege at Vicksburg. Later, he was wounded and had a leg amputated and was a prisoner of war. Despite all of that, he lived until 1919. My great-uncle, Samuel Franklin Leach, was drafted when he was 24 years old in 1918. He was killed in action in France as a private while serving in the 330th Infantry Regiment, American Expeditionary Forces. In World War II, my father, Charles Neff, served as a Seaman First Class in the Navy in the Pacific Theater on board LMS 176, and one of his jobs was to man the .50 caliber machine gun defending against kamikazes. My uncle Frank Rand also served in World War II in the infantry, and he fought in the Battle of the Bulge. He was an expert rifleman, and that was due to the great training he had as a farmer during the Depression. There were no bullets to waste. My uncle William Leach also served in World War II in the Army Air Corps in the European Theater, and I had a cousin, Glendon Gilbert, who served as a corporal in the 325th Glider Infantry Regiment, the 82nd Airborne Division. He was drafted at age 30 in 1942, and he had 2 glider flights, one in combat. One, he landed at Normandy in a glider on D+1, and then later he crash landed in a glider during Operation Market Garden. He was wounded, and he was also a POW. In addition to that, he was recalled and served during the Korean War. My brother-in-law, Marty Rapay, served as an Army sergeant in Vietnam in the 173rd Airborne Brigade, and I'm proud to say he's here with me today, along with my sister Mary Ann. They're in the back there somewhere. Wave, please. My nephew, Christopher Neff, served as an Army sergeant during Iraqi freedom. He was a gunner and a tank commander in an M1 Abrams tank, and he now serves as a full-time recruiter in the Kentucky Army National Guard. I am very, very fortunate to be part of a family with such a long history of service to our country. In addition, I've heard it said that even a halfway successful man, behind every successful man, there are at least 3 women rolling their eyes. 2 of them are with me here today. My sister, Marianne, who I've already introduced, and in addition, my wife, Judy, who's over here. Judy and I just celebrated our 52nd wedding anniversary. To all who have dared to take the oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, thanks on behalf of a grateful nation. Thanks for your dedication, your service, and your caring hearts. But most of all, thanks for putting your lives on the line, protecting and caring for all of us. Thanks again to the Manatee Veterans Council for this recognition. God bless all of you, and God bless America.
Our auxiliary member of the year is Frances Dewart. Frances has been a member of Unit Kirby Stewart, Unit 24, for 24 years. During that time, she held office of president from 1998-1999. She's been the unit treasurer for a member of her years at the unit. Frances is a devoted auxiliary member and does whatever has to be done for the post and family and the community. Every Sunday afternoon, you will find Frances at Post 24 with a smile on her face, greeting people who come in for Sunday. The jam session or brunch, she's been instrumental in having the food bank barrel placed at Post 24. She has donated baby food and supplies to the food bank for hungry children. Frances has also contributed to the FELP Veterans Relief Fund and many other organizations in the community. Frances has a veteran of Manatee County in her heart. She does what can be done for the veterans and children of Manatee County. She has consistently been an active participant in the Scholarship Selection Committee for Unit 24. She works every year in the selection of girl state candidates. She volunteers to work every event that takes place to raise money for our troops and veterans. Mrs. Dewart does not care about the type of work she's involved in and will always pitch in when and where she is needed. She has served on the Veterans Council several times over the years, enthusiastically supported efforts for the Stand Down and the Veterans Parade. Ladies and gentlemen, Frances Dewart.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Which one can we move down?
Thank you. I'd like to accept this award on behalf of all the hardworking auxiliary members in Manatee County. Thank you.
Please join Miss Williams as she sings America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Our chaplain will now give the benediction.
Father God, We dedicate to you the people of all origins that make our veterans and Army and our soldiers, making America strong and safe. We honor especially the men and women of all branches of the military of the United States who have made the supreme sacrifice and others who have offered their lives for the cause of freedom. May God continue to bless America and guide us in the cause of justice, liberty, and peace. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, but before you leave, I'd like to tell you that VFW 10141 on 51st is having a cookout. Kirby Stewart 24, 75th Street, and 2488 right behind you, I know, and there's various others in town. Please celebrate Veterans Day with a veteran. And thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.